handing over the rest of the election to two national institutions which we each have confidence in. However, if there is evidence at any polling station that anything was done or tolerated that affects the integrity of the election at that polling station, we will take steps to annul the results from that station. That assurance, on behalf of the committee, I want to give it to you. We gave that assurance before the Electoral Commission. The EC chair herself said so, that if there's any evidence brought to her to show that any misconduct has affected the integrity of any particular poll, that particular poll will be annulled. So be assured, if you see anything that you think affects, please bring it to our attention. We'll investigate, and if we are firm, we will take the necessary steps to protect the integrity of the election.
Indeed, our constitution is very clear. And all of us here, irrespective of our positions, are governed by our constitution. Sitting down and looking at our Council of Elders, once upon a time, some of them had the ambition to lead this great party of ours. They went through the contest. They didn't win, but they never forgot that they are members of the New Patriotic Party. And today, they are not former presidents. They are not former presidential aspirants, but they are members of our National Council of Elders. So to our 5 aspirants, as you all know, we are going to a contest. Certainly one of you will emerge, not just as a winner, but to take the mantle of leading us to the greater battle in 2028. But the remaining 4, that shall not be the end of your life. Just as we have seen our revered Council of Elders here, maybe one day you will also become Council of Elders of our great party. That's the beauty of democracy. In our quest to ensure that we have a free, fair, and transparent elections, the National Council constituted what we refer to as the Presidential Elections Committee, chaired by our revered Honorable Joseph Oseus. And I'm happy that all the 5 aspirants, wherever they stand, they have commended the work that has been done by the Presidential Elections Committee. So IGP, I will not do your work for you, but I want to use this medium to send a strong caution to any person in our party or outside our party who has any intention of discrediting or trying to mar the beauty of our democracy come January 31st, that be careful. That on that day, the IGP and his men will apprehend anybody who tries to cause chaos on January 31st.
All right, so we'll be watching EBPM Lawson TV. This show, the weekly verdict. That was the 24th of January 2026. Baby, I will be watching more Kwaba at the Bajumadi cases. So, there be it's an honor and a privilege to be with you on this particular network. Yababe dim kuma ransom no at the seminar at the abrow. From now, echoes 12 o'clock noon, and I did Jumadi and Bebana, executive producer for the show, a day Poku Emmanuel, or technician, also for ma, already did logo su a true or Ramo, or Steven Muna Kaho, Niso Kaho, Mina Kabum, see a Fumba Kuma. Omobwa, I'm yet Matutuno, Master Sanoma. Now I did a weekly verdict at the abrow. Made you also Frank. When my friend Franko the hater. Men I be do my day Huchiame, now to be seminar at the abrow. Ye ransom no. Nyanko Poya Menana watch pepe. The new patriotic party goes into internal primaries. Internal primaries no more corner. They are going to elect their flag bearer for the new patriotic party ahead of elections 2028. Chibibiem. Nyamiya Duma, and then now watch pepe. 31st of January 2026, the new patriotic party goes into internal election, internal polls. Now, they want to elect a leader who will lead the new patriotic party to wrestle power with the NDC in 2028. MP Pimpay for and a day, but if you look at delegates, 211,333 centers and an election in Betia. Who becomes the flag bearer for the new patriotic party? Today we'll go deeper into it. Yebewram, ye be dim komo ye be chire nsema mamanfo atimi ate ase say they see that TV no so no yes Kennedy Akompre kwa Japan number 1 already the Edinburgh Champon number 2 Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the former vice president of Republic of Ghana and is actually the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party ahead of elections 2024 on so that way Dr. Ya Osaduchum former education minister, current MP, Edema Bosomchu constituency number 4. Then engineer Kwabena Japan, former general secretary of the party, former press secretary to President Kufuor. I open nipa bako in-depth knowledge about the New Patriotic Party. People call him the historian. Kwabena Japan engineer. Or also edit out. And nipa mako num. And many address on person mutimbe my MP pitimi for mutuma padifra ahead of elections 2028. Now, my own are there pokuma start to move tape no. To be honest, if you look at these elections at the New Patriotic Party, I call it to be an organic elections. I call it to be an organic elections. Now I want to take you back. Obasanjo so prior to the 2024 elections, the New Patriotic Party goes into internal elections. And a do baby among one some more can say derby. If you look at the elections now more corner, I say it is an established candidate versus other people. Amount for what Jimmy said, if you look at processes, new roadmap from the election now, it wasn't free and fair. A son said, oh, him phobia, or we catch us if you look at some certain kind of positions in portfolios, now, as more person, so more positions to suppress the will of the delegates. And to do, baby, you see delegates coming out publicly, willingly, saying that there be as a more too much. Allow us to make a certain kind of decision or choice for our own self. And to what you say, there be. Uko pemo presidency wa the presidency has a candidate presidency ni wa choice and above from our bedroom ministers so cabinet ministers CEOs agencies in paying for they want to make sure that they will support one particular candidate and they call that candidate an established candidate. And the say if you look at the internal elections of the New Patriotic Party ahead of 2024 elections that was a rehearsed ground for them to go to opposition. Rehearse grounds because we change man amount for can and pay for what party na grassroots for ne kasa the roadmap for there to abana problematic yan here to take us to opposition and to a while if you look at the New Patriotic Party our constitution will catch us we executive don't even come out to even declare so do support am obi who support am we would feel say we mom and am made the flag bearer who feel say we mom and am made the running me derby jai. Allow the delegates to sit down, they go into polls, they go into elections, then they pick a candidate of their choice. But to our bigger surprise, prior to 2024 elections, na benya bay mum panyim for, ubenya executives mum panyim for, national executive, regional executives, constituency executives declaring for one particular person, and that was suicidal for the New Patriotic Party. Very, very suicidal. And to a now the other challenge said, if you come to Asante region, the Asante region chairman or referee chairman won't know the I'm giving my support to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Who are waiting the support about the Mahmoud Bawumia, waiting the support about. If you go to other agencies, CEOs sponsored Mahmoud Yaba, this is the candidate that we prefer. So our candidate when you see a neighbor. I said it. So come out first or more conduct elections, see your campaign. No? It will get to a time. It will be extremely difficult for the New Patriotic Party to get unity. To get unity. Debia me ka samba ko say individual differences me gina hai ebia wo ye made me ka say easily me dia chew ebia ya de poku ade o me ka just asemo me fa nchew da. Let's not forget if you look at other contestants no many nipa no winning and contesting here na they are influential and they have influence whether you like it or not sankofo no they have influence and the assembly of Mekambian it goes down assembly of Mekambian they are able to convince people to join them. So the New Patriotic Party goes to internal elections. A whole lot of issues. When we were problem, a whole lot of stuff. Kwaya mafaso kra mo ye election ne kra no as executive nikita diabolic intention be to skew the election for one particular person. And a man forcing there be election na mo kono organic or election na mo kono e cooked. Election na mo kono as a matnas rehearsed calculated pattern. Mo person mo di money pa ba akope. And a man for started so more kasa. And election mu koyo, de mu ye mo party yo, de mu ye mo party yo, and I'm pam. Kokoto aba. Omukwa Kotu about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia becomes the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. They goes into elections. Omukwa elections. Now, if you look at the 2023 results, I know that TV national. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 61.47. 61.47. Canada compare Japan 37.4%. But take this. Edru Babim Pono. And now man for inside the establishment. And the people want to suppress the will of the people, no. And man focus that be man here it to go against one person a man for say be a party inform panasem, and they feel and think that they can't control him. So any power will be a problem for them was Canada compare Japan. But the grassroots decided to give him 37.4%. And they are two about you know. Now I then demand other people to bring other people on board to do campaign. I'm taking you back. MPP for Muntian ye. MPP for Muntian ye. Moba sending so. Canada compare Japan after so we have MPP presidential primaries in you know. Was say Mahmoud Bawumia new cophobia and the campaign anymore. He's not ready to stand on the same podium with Mahmoud Bawumia and do campaign for him. And as someone who the man meant business. No, he's serious about it. That time, Nipa Bakono ni what problem Kasapa was a campaign manager for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He didn't do a pare answer. And he wasn't ready to even do campaign for the New Patriotic Party. Drew Baby, the big men, including another Dan Kwaku from the New Patriotic Party, have to calculate their compare quite a point. Tell him, say, Massa, you call elections, go and do campaign for your brother. And I can't compare quite a point by a campaign. Or more campaign. Eki can say baby na mon twaba mfama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, but Ghanaians told them, said they are not ready for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And eventually, twaba ni ye no ankoye for the New Patriotic Party. Another day, Nyamama Kasa answer when yadi cho nyane say, if you look at the Presidential Election Committee, I stand here and I give them a standing ovation. I stand here and I give them a standing ovation. When you first one year Juma, and no more bano, the NPP people, delegates, they are proud of you people. Those are about but if you look at roadmap, majority of the delegates and the party have confidence within these particular people. Alright, wise. I give you a standing ovation and I salute you this particular morning. Watch this, you think about the interest and the welfare of the New Patriotic Party. You don't think about individuals. Who said that be? But the idea that me quenim. One mama Kasima or friend J. Kufoke say it is better to be in power to even be a security man than to be in opposition whereby you are even the general secretary of the party. And the political party here, the main motivated the primary responsibility and they say we want to win power and rule the nation. And if you look at the NPP, the kind of election that they went in 2024, internal issues, no problems are near Juma Wayenwa. When you committee in the assemble catch them some. Now, if you look at peace partner, I listen to them. I listen to Nana Danko Akufado. I listen to Joe Wise. I listen to Professor Mike Eronokwe. I listen to the General Secretary of the party. Obia Samoa Kabian say, if you look at candidates, no more 20 Nana. Omanjia to say, the Presidential Election Committee, they've worked. Now, it one of my, Obi Kasa, they are biased or they are not biased. They've remained neutral. Adeba Kwame, then say, if you look at Joe Wise, Nipana, no, the chairman, Edema Presidential Committee, you don't see Pedro Madam himself into any fashion or camp. Umuso campway, and money penny bulk it fine or deba. Say another, Ebi trouble with ya. Maybe between Franko near the Poku. No, I catch your bias or the support of my Franco. Even so, Baby leader not afraid a meeting. Nippon poor bar, Nigerian and Tantanagian busy bassa because what him say, Nippa way he doesn't belong to my camp. And to Penipa Bakua, why exhibited gentlemanship. Nipa ba komo bions saba pon we di adwuma no waya ye ne ye a e ora afani ju wise on any team no mabbo adwuma. And I want to tell you guys adwuma mine efe akono na de hia ne se nyankopon ya me na woche mo betime execute ade ne ye na problem bi antimi ma de friends am starting ye mo de ko. If you look at some starting mu nyuma obi an mu nya problem da ade bia mo ye bia you do broader consultation and engagement. More Fred and Payinfo no more candidates, and you talk to them, you explain matters to them. They also accept it in good faith. Now, last days are always dangerous. Last days are always dangerous. efe akono mo komanim ba mo make sure say Nyankopon ya adom a 31st ebeto ba na wie before, during and after the elections no yenti asem bia whereby nipo no be lose election no ebe jetum say delegates ni say me kora me san prepare me ho mra na me san mra. We don't want it whereby ometo ba wie na me asepo wo ho na manfo wa adwem say dabi sa nipa we die dabi then it's not going to help the MPP. Dabi I say we need a vibrant minority, a vibrant opposition party to always put the party in power on their toes. And the one by Musa Dabi, if you look at them watching on their position for the united, they move as a unit or they are in a uniform shape if they are coming out. Or they be our musru. This is what we expect from the new patriotic party. And yes, and tokwa, and a depokun way in Kasa, and a when way fine, and a motor me campaign. Then means the party is running away from its cardinal principles. It's running away. Since 1992, the NPP has gone through this kind of exercise. Since 1992. Aduboy becomes a flag bearer for the new patriotic party ahead of 1992 elections. Now Dr. Selby Muninawum, J. Kofo Muninawum. Now if you look at 1992, already the Aduboy have to win the elections whereby he becomes a flag bearer or the presidential candidate for the new patriotic party. In 1996, the NPP goes to internal contest again, whereby you allow the delegates willingly to decide who wants to lead the party. Omokoto abano. J.A. Kofo in 1992, not than number 3, deterred. J.A. Kofo became number 1 by winning the election. J.A. Kofo in 1992 or deterred when it comes to the internal primaries of the MPP. In 1996 or the first, do you know why? The man wept or Yajuma. And said there be me Yajuma can send me. I'm able to going to convince a person and confuse them. Confuse Nessa may confuse and Twaban Family Dubuahi. I'm convincing you to come on board, whereby you understand my philosophy, whereby we move and make sure my wrestle and capture power for the new patriotic party. And J. Kufo in the number 3, 1992, the also third. J. Kufo became number 1 when it went to 1996. Now, already J. Kufo won the elections in 2000, 2004 won the elections. The new patriotic party goes to internal elections. Ewo Legon, University of Ghana. And one and Nipa Makuma could do so have to avail themselves to be the flag bearer for the new patriotic party. No, Bianin said it was a straight contest between another Danko Akufo-Addo and Ore friend Alan Kwadwo Mantin. Before elections, the course in 2024, the same thing happened. Over to J. Kofo has a preferred candidate. J. Kofo person this candidate whenever a Hunsem Bebre. NPP for trouble Legonia Paibi Wasum. Near Bubi, near Pamubini Pie, party back home. But because they need a flag bearer, the party, instead of becoming a unified force, there was disunity in the party. In Tim Tokwa Bisi Basa, after many bomb also no, now there be a cast, I say, Nana Danko Akufo didn't win the 2007 internal primaries of the MPP. He didn't win it. Already, the Alan Kwadwo Mantin have to throw in the tower and said, so our second round a waste of time and resources among for bread and Akufo is his senior brother, so he's allowing Akufo to take the mantle of the new patriotic party. And so move again, some busy basa. Alan Kwadwo Mantin resign. Yes, there be Alan is crash on funny support to Akufo MPP for say ya kiti. Or many bombs so much trouble when MPP for lose. Then NPP goes to internal primaries in the 2012. 2016, Akufo-Addo wins, then Akufo-Addo becomes the president of the Republic of Ghana. This is not the first time NPP for echo for internal elections. If it must be done, it must be done well. So when you pass and you want to wrestle power against the NDC, the NPP should move as a united front. A united front. Now, Munya Santo Kwankete Nketana Depo Kwatimi Wakame, where I may say a whole lot of stuff. Now, if you look at candidates Mako and Numia Ebaya, today I want us to go deeper into them. Jadi kai. Obasane so atamo mo kwa ye ballot no bia de ne dia ba we na ba we na nipo ko choose number 1 is Kennedy Akompreku e Japan. Kennedy e Japan. Papa, he has been with the new patriotic party since 1992. People call him the grassroots man. A man for say he is the savior. A man was asked about pay die. on the bit me a power no from the NDC to the New Patriotic Party, and yes, the NPP will stay in opposition for long. And be my dream, what can and an established fact, and yet finito, say be at the standpoint. So, but if you listen to a section of people, and then some amount for comes to know this particular man, so our appointment also lady. Kennedy compare Japan during the balloting chose number 1. Now, Kennedy compare Japan is a politician, or a businessman, or a philanthropist. So this is Kennedy compare Japan at the honor. Now, if you look at Kennedy on the 16th of June 1960, Kennedy compare Japan on 16th of June 1960 near one. Ne papa ne friend Francis on here Japan. Ne mama your friend Mary Insia. Now Kennedy compare Japan ko school at this other college, Santa Clausian. And the Kennedy compare Japan eco school at this other college. Cape Coast. Now, if you look at a tertiary, GCA level, and was so Fordham University, he is a business person, he is a farmer, he's into a lot of things. Now, if you look at Kennedy compare Japan, a man for me say, Sir Papa way nipa, a lot of Ghanaians have faith and confidence within him. They feel and think say if the NPP is able to choose him or elect him as the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, selling him to the ordinary Ghanaian is problematic. But let's go back and see. Kennedy compare Japan, he has been an MP for 24 years. Kennedy compare Japan, MP for 24 years. No, he has never lost any parliamentary elections. I was saying, in the 24 years, from 2000, ever since 2024, dear member of parliament, consistently, this particular man goes into elections, parliamentary elections, then he wins it. So 24 years, and we are a member of parliament. Now, Obasana is one. Before Kennedy compare Japan, be a member of parliament, Adema Asin Hono. It wasn't the safe state for the New Patriotic Party. Take this. Now, NPP stronghold, no. Because if you look at the NDC, now you're more stronghold. Now, already you have a friend Abraham Kwaku Fokuo. No, if you look at 1992, now if you look at the performance rate, this particular man was an MP. Now, if you look at Obiti said Florence Kumi in 1996, now Florence Kumi who have votes in 1996, 24,080. Now, if you look at the New Patriotic Party, Kwabna Kakariapo, 13,242. So, if you look at the gap, it was a huge gap. It was a safe seat for the NDC, 1992-1996. Now, the New Patriotic Party brings out a different candidate, then make sure say the person can capture the seat for the New Patriotic Party. When you ask them, Kennedy compare Japan, and the Kennedy compare Japan. If you look at ahead of elections 2000. He became the parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party in Assin North. And the Kennedy compare Japan, Baba, no more born young papa, so the moment lead a whole lot of issues. Now they go into the internal elections. He becomes the parliamentary candidate for the NPP, Ewo Assin. Now, if you look at the general elections, seat NPP winning from 92 to 96, Kennedy compare Japan, and 20,066. 20,066, representing 56.59. Now, for instance, incumbent, I know a member of parliament in 1996. The NDC signed the number in 1996, and making sure over in 2000 election. No, be against so bet my problem for reference Kennedy compare Japan. Only 14,071, representing 39.68. So it tells you, so Kennedy compare Japan comes not just by winning, but he wins with a huge margin, with a gap. And I compare Japan 56.59. Now, Otna so a cornerim, Emani Drumnebi. Kennedy compare Japan so we need power bread. Edwan Wayebi. And if you look at elections a day anymore, he's not going to contest. Proud to a no. Now, already, Eric Kennedy compare Japan, Kaba is uncontested in the 2016 elections. Now, him for a was in Central. And making sure some Konoka and say Jacoboa, Oboa, we are the contested. Yana assassinate the Wayamaye. And we know the kind of things that you've done. And yes, idea you are going to contest. Go and rescind your decision. We are the kingmakers. Yes, I'm more contested and to be contested. Then he came back. But if you look at 2020 elections, or we are say no, the 2024 elections is not going to contest. Now, if you look at the 2020 elections, Kenya compare Japan 19,784. Oran didn't Nurin Shaibu, enya 14,747. Now take this. Now, if you look at the New Patriotic Party, they've brought one candidate for the past 24 years. That happens because they are compared with Japan. And the Kennedy co-elections, the New Patriotic Party, Echo for a friend and Mawu Goffred and a buy. Now, Goffred buy, the New Patriotic Party couldn't win. In the 2024 elections, Oran enya 15,926. Nuri Saibu from the NDC enya 16,943. So it tells you that Kedia Compre Kwa Japan made the same seat for the MPP for 24 years. After he exited the scene, the New Patriotic Party goes into opposition. And that is the problem of the NPP in Asen now. Now, one man first started Kasa. And Kedia Compre Kwa Japan were doing because Konya of us were free her. Emma Niparan so to be succeeding, it tells you there is a problem. We'll come to that particular story one day. Now, if you look at the contribution of Kedia Compre Kwa Japan to the New Patriotic Party, Kedia Kasimbi, and I've seen people contesting it. People are saying they disagree. Now, prior to the 1992 elections, Kedia Compre Kwa Japan so nini a friend upon bill. Omo company be a friend super K. Eddie Kosia for the New Patriotic Party at a cost of $3 million US. In 1992, only near Penny Pombio, and a Babo Mukasa Derby, the New Patriotic Party unless they come in, so they are using their company as a collateral for the New Patriotic Party, Super K. $3 million US. But I've seen people contesting it. Matia, the former General Secretary of the MPP, Engineer Kabinada upon saying it's not true. Or can't the Deputy former General Secretary of the NPP, I don't get it. One party, one family, you come from the same party, where the not game, but where the input to boss and it tells you that there is a problem, they have to fix the problem. Now, Canada compare Kwa Japan. In 1996, he gave the NPP 15 pickups, where any contribution to the New Patriotic Party. He gave them 15 pickups. In 2000, Omomu 50 pickups. In 2008, 248 Tata pickups and 77 Russia trucks. 2016, 240 pickups. Party in Mai, party flags in Mai, Sika each constituency. Prior to the 2016 elections, every constituency biano Omomu 10,000 Ghana cedis. This is the contribution by Kedia Compre Kwa Japan. Now, if you look at the New Patriotic Party, if you look at Kedia Compre Kwa Japan, Kasa Watuamomo from 1996 to 2020, 727 cars. 727 cars. And I Kedia Compre Kwa Japan, and I'm the New Patriotic Party. When it comes to financial contribution, and the overcatch was a now, if you look at Kedia Compre Kwa Japan, now one day, almost 2 years in the New Patriotic Party, Eniska, especially to even run the administration of the New Patriotic Party, in July 2025, Oba make sure to Mokwa delegates conference, Ewo Accra, Legon. Kedia Compre Kwa Japan donated 4 million Ghana cedis to them. And this why, if you look at the financial contribution, it tells us that this particular man has really done his best for the New Patriotic Party. Open Papa comes from the grassroots man. He think about the interest and the welfare of the ordinary Ghanaian, especially in relation to the MPP. Papa Bondi. And he tells him, say, Kedia Compre Kwa Japan, wa born homoden, wa konkai, and no maybe all ye biano, a man for a bonabaso. Now, if you look at Kennedy, or say jobs, jobs, jobs. And to be our Hemino, our NPP delegate, you know, this is Kedia Compre Kwa Japan. The contribution to the New Patriotic Party. And no matter why, a drew baby, one person who my culture said there be a qualification. Young for their sacrifice and labor for the party, and for their strong commitment for the party. Let's not forget them, we should help them. Waka, Obasanes wa kanati for Kaka, and be said, another down Kwaku father say, Manin Kofa, MPP4, and former NIM, this man rose against it and said so many things. And to Kedia Compre Kwa Japan, Number 1 on the ballot paper. Ne honsem and aban. And we are delegate nasa root yemia. Namia duma next week mo kwa kotumaba. The power no ekitaw. You can sit down, and decide to choose whom you want to vote for. Kennedy akomprekum ejapon. Now, if you look at Orandi at the Brian Echampon, this is one person. If you come to the New Patriotic Party, amount for respecting. This is one person. Also, then a who didn't see canning Bibia board the New Patriotic Party. Baby, I want Rubia or Kasa. Or Kasa said the New Patriotic Party at me elevating. At me a payam minute baby or person. And he said, Debia or Kasa. Or making sure said the singing of praise is being given to the New Patriotic Party. Now, if you look at elections on Mabekoya, this particular man has also availed himself. Said Nyameya Adumwa, he wants to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Ore friend Brian Champon, 27th November 1972. Any one. Oko school ewo Achimota Primary School. Tertiary Senior High School. Presbyterian Boys Senior High School. Presec, Legon. Now, owie ye a school kakra we any tertiary na ke so any service. This particular man decided to do his service at an orphanage home. Orphanage home no, ye friend Tomni orphanage. And no el kwa obome. A hot and a friend Brian Champo Casa Derby. I want to give back to society. Baby and Yamia Pejam de Medru. Because a baby and Yamidi Medru, Nasa mit me boni pentino. If you look at my national service, me unko baby, me call more papa no ma mentiasi, ebiko ya to matchine orphanage for I want to help them. I want to understand their cry. I want to speak that common language. The kind of problems that they are going through, I want to understand it and help them. And oh yeah, now you said there be or no Brian Champon. Sadia or no. Or make sure say if you look at the national service or Bayer or orphanage home. And I'm Pampa Brian. Or orphanage home. Now, if you look at Brian Champon, this is one particular when it comes to tertiary, Bachelor of Business Management, and this what your master's why master's program business administration from Johnson and Ross University US of A, PhD information system at the University of Ghana, postgraduate studies in security law and intelligence. What kind Brian Wasama? Open it ba ko jamia na dum na dwuma bie. What suan de no ko school pa Brian Champon is part. O fan CV. Now chronicle CV. Now he ba bia what ko school wadru. Any ba bia nyamia pagana. He is a learned person. Suan Master C, PhD, Doctor C degree, and was all bossa. So when it comes to education, don't joke with the education of a friend Brian Champon. Nyamiandum. If you look at Brian Champon, he's a successful businessman. He's an entrepreneur. Now, if you look at this particular person, if you look at technology, if you look at media or real estate, a whole lot of stuff. And to say open one of the biggest hotel. I work Ghana ha. Ebe catch us a Brian Champon dia. Yes, Papa ni see airport. Now Pampa kwam tanko akona wa be kayam sa kwam na. Don't joke with Brian. O kona hwe Brian no ma oya and wash it. Me am just make say. I spoke to one person. I know you big money in the New Patriotic. He told me, was it the kind of vision that Brian Kitano? Massa, when it comes to entrepreneur, don't joke with him. When it comes to setting up of businesses, any kind of fast or boy couldn't him, creating employment, they amount for don't joke with Brian. And if you look at Brian Champon, only one particular person, when it comes to entrepreneurship, you can never joke with him. Now, if you look at Brian Champon comes into the picture as a politician. Now, let me take you back. Papa Bini Afeni Jake Obechebi. Now, Jake Obechebi was the national chairman for the New Patriotic Party. Now, if you look at this particular man, kind of Brian Champon was the personal assistant at the more Afeni Jake Obechebi. Obechebi Lamti. So, if you look at this particular man, ni P, any pano or Ginidi, the person with Mako naked in front of him, I Brian Champon. And two penny pan and near break. Now, on a papa and the DJ Kobecha Bilam to Koneba, A5, Junior Bibia, it was Brian Champon. It got to a point. They even named the chief of staff at the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party. When Jake was the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. And he says, "Oh, so you will be just what the Fabrian champions was what man did." So if you look at this man, he played an instrumental role in making sure said the NPP bet Madu Baby Madri. And then Yanko Poyanadom, whereby in 2017, this man becomes the parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party, Ewa Bitifi. And Omakasi Yakwa Kotwaba. And a kakra, Brian Beba. And eventually, the NPP wins the elections and Brian becomes member of parliament at the Mabitifi. Now take this. If you look at Brian, or by Obe taking over, he was made the Minister of State at the presidency in terms of security. And he Obehane or National Security Minister. But Brian, if you go to the presidency, Nipa Bakwa, when it comes to security or what in them knowledge about security, now can you see? Now can be able to send the idea not security as a Brian is part of them. Brian, you make a Minister of State in terms of security. Now, man for that on the 31st of January, ADBC, Adena is you know, that is where Amount Phobis started having problems with Brian Champon. Ade Pokube Kaya, Ayawaso by elections. And Umashan is one. Prior to that particular elections, Nipa Bakwa all the security arrangements. And if you look at the state apparatus, now was control everything was Brian Champon. Ye kwakwa to abana ewo Ayawaso West Wagon. Omo to abana wie yen tokwa before election tokwa tutuo pre nipa. And utie nsema na cost amount for there be. If you look at this particular man, he's not fit for purpose. How can you be a minister whereby in terms of security and whereby you cannot secure the place? Amount for no amount for kasa amount for soon says excellency na nado dan kwa kufaru kwa nyini free ho. Na nado dan kwa kufaru say there be a course so ewo Ayawaso West Wagon hono by election no. He set up a committee for the committee to do thorough investigations about it, what really happened. After the investigation, and I talk one thing, says, "Oh, Brian Cran, he doesn't even fit, he doesn't have that expertise to even be the minister in terms of security." And I can't say, Nana Dankwa Kufado made reshuffle and sent him to the Ministry for Food and Agri. And the Reverend Brian Champo be Minister for Food and Agriculture. Obe take over. E boy et me ma Ghana timi ko nanim. O make sure say abetifi, o make sure say history should be my fund into a pediafra. Now look at this. If you look at the 2020 elections, Reverend Brian Champon 25,035 representing 72.42. 2024 elections 22,287 72.77. Now Brian Champon enya 72.42 ha. Brian Champon gets 72.77. It tells you this particular man is too popular in his area. Too popular. This is the first time Reverend Brian Champon is going to contest. This is the first time Brian Champon ever contested as a flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Mates Wakasa making se Wakasa bebre. Minimum say video no wa adebo kum fama me whereby a peace party na say Brian make a certain kind of statement. Brian Champon was say no enyo no a anka de besi wo ho no. Yentie Brian.
Aha kabom na ha na sha na wani mai odi be anka de besi wo da kwanla. Enya seketa. Menim se mo hwe Mama ntambo mawan no pa se utafo ti wanim na de sire kakra na eka aha ne ba be nkaboma na me bo a aha nkabom na ha na sha na wanim ai odi be nkabom de enya sembeto problem wo ya manu kuo no mo de mo ko he videos no me bombo dia man number 1 no afedi en kraba ni wa o siri kakra number 3 no so e de ahiem party for ni sane me shamo bo e be shamo bo no me sa shamo bo wa happy 1st February ye to abani we 1st February ye the discipline e be pa ya manuku
So this is Brian Champon talking. Now, there's a clear difference between Brian Champon on year number 2 and a Canadian compare Japan number 1. Now take this. This is the first time Brian Champon is going for this kind of elections. On Kobida, first time. Canadian compare Japan in 2023 made it clear and told MPP for that he wants to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Now, Obasan is one. If you look at superdelegates, a course on the 26th of August 2023, Canadian compare Japan superdelegates on 132 or the second. If you look at percentage, 14.30. 14.30. Now, when it comes to elections in Ankasa, Canadian compare Japan has 71,996 and that's 37.41. So now, if you look at where Canadian compare Japan and Brian, the only difference, and he said, yes, thank you. Now 61.47 for Mahmoud Bawumia. Canadian 37.4. Now listen to this. Brian Diano, the difference is Brian has never contested to be the flag bearer. Uncontested that. This is the first time. Kennedy Dier or experience because he went for the super delegates, then he went for the side elections, now say main election for the primaries. Now listen to what Brian is saying. Brian somehow can say, if you look at the New Patriotic Party, or no campaign for no, or Mokoyo Mudim Komono, or here number 1, or number 3, see I'm for a mamma 7 near, and there will be a problem. I'll come and address it. I'll come and address it. And I'll tell you issues are echoso. Nami and my next week pen a motumabano. Someonia brepa, some person to come anymore. And yes, I'm to quanket and get an idea. So we'll come and address that particular issue. So Brian Champon, Edda number 2. Brian someone to a banning from Mano. Now more to a banning the manual. He is going to rescue the NPP. Whereby the NPP will not be in opposition in 2028. The NPP will be in power. And Brian is going to be the president-elect. His Excellency Brian Champon. What say NPP for? What be na tabamu? What say what is a man for? Cause na Brian be the third, Brian be the second, and any three. What say the real post? No, any da more to abano. It is going to shock every individual in the NPP. On here, can you make? This is Brian. Enter make sure as a Brian. Nipa Bakua, why chief of staff for the New Patriotic Party headquarters when Obrandi Eric Jake Otanka Obeche Bilamte was a national chairman of the NPP. Special aid to Jake Obeche Bilamte, and this was a member of parliament, a cabinet minister, a minister. And when it comes to experience, exposure, and pedigree, you can't joke with him. You can't joke with him. Also, so you know, say Yanko Ponya Domwa, order number 2. This is Brian Champon. Now, Omoya balloting now. Do Kokoyi number 3. The former vice president. If you look at 2024 presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And if you look at Mahmoud Bawumia, or no any team no, a drew say Omoya balloting no ye number 3. And a man for so started checking number 3 he said yes it here and yente nyakopomo mudi number 3. So if you look at already Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he's going to win the elections. Uti a man for being so amoka, they don't even think about this internal primaries. They're even thinking ahead of 2028. How when end this for the neighbor? They are saying it. Now if you look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a politician and a banker. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, or a politician and a banker. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you're on October 7th, 1963. October 7th, 1963. Ne papa, ne di edi Mumuni Bawumia. Ne mame, ne di edi Haja Mariama Bawumia. So, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, ne papa dino no, ne mami dino no. If you look at the primary school, Sakasaka Primary School, and it's what you okopemu, our Tamale Secondary School. Now, if you look at this particular manner, open it back, was swinging the most swinging in term, then your mere pejana didn't occupy positions like I say. Mahmoud Bawumia is part. Now, if you look at Mahmoud Bawumia, Chartered Institute of Bankers Diploma ASAP, Master's Degree Lincoln, College Oxford, PhD in Economics, just an post in school work on a dorsal. See, I can't see a chronica. Tina Quayent Minko. This is one person when it comes to academia. Now, maybe a channel. Nanko point yet me bo bi nanko point de adoma che de ache no gine sua de na ben keke eno wo ho obi so obe sua and emfa paniti fa hye mo be yidi atu ba bi obe ka jo se ni de nso be business na se bia or obe ko be bia aduma bia ma ne so wonye. Now if you look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia returned in Ghana in 2000 and works as the economic at the Bank of Ghana. Eduko Bank of Ghana, when it comes to economy nipa ba ko ono so tiase. And he understands the economy or what Indian knowledge about the economy. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He was an economist. And to Penipa Bakua, at that time, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, so when it comes to figures, projections, policy implementation, policy making, or what's so making sure that the economy can be in a good position, there be no Mahmoud Bawumia. I quite remember. There's one big one in the new patriotic party. I say, anytime they call for a cabinet meeting, and it is in relation to the economy. Who said the governor of the Bank of Ghana eba biano na Mahmoud Bawumia kana ho. I didn't say Kwame Japan. Was say okwa research team now penipa ba ko ne governor ni dinidi say owa de na wa ben ti ade na se it was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So anytime they are going for meetings, Mahmoud Bawumia was part of the governor. And the governor ne ba na ye o sani hin no kwa kosia president press secretary Kwame Japan to na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the governor no ne eba. Now, if you look at Mahmoud Bawumia, he rose to become the senior economist at the head of department. And this department, he passed through the ranks and files, and whereby what Indian knowledge about economy, or what Indian knowledge about banking, or massive figures, I say, any policy rate, inflation, GDP, he was able to rise up, and whereby he became the leader of that particular department. Now, Osai Bayer, the special assistant to the governor. Special assistant, not just the research person alone, but he became the special assistant to the governor. And the governor ne kone ne ko, governor ne input free ho, or also my governor input. Now, if you look at Ore Feni J. Kufuor, in 2006 June, and Ore Ndidi J. Kufuor appointed Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be a deputy governor at the Bank of Ghana. And if you look at the private life of Mahmoud Bawumia on the school, some no any figures, no economy, some kwana no can want. Now, the new patriotic party goes into internal elections in 2007 with Legon. Omokwa yomo internal elections, no. Ore friend and now the Danko Akufo becomes a flag bearer presidential candidate for the new patriotic party. Enti, no. Now the new patriotic party is going into the general elections. They now know their flag bearer. But they don't know their running mate. Tiebiem, ya to Obama na Danko Akufo-Addo to be the flag bearer of the new patriotic party. We know him. The delegates have decided to give you the mandate to lead the new patriotic party. But if you look at Ghana, there's no election. Yakwa yebeka to say a call for presidential nkwa. Niye no be vice presidential candidate there be. If you look at our constitution, be a bit messy at any particular moment. And Umakaya on the 24th of July, 2012. Already the JEA nurse rose up in the morning. Around 2 p.m. And your His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said, we have 2 news for you. Baku are good, Baku are bad. The bad news name now. John Evans Atamas is no more the president. The good news, they say you take over as the president. So if you look at constitutional provision now, and so to make sure vice presidential candidate. Now MPP for whenever no my body, obeti Sadiq Boniface. Obeti near body, obeti near Ambrizeri, near body maybe. And I quite remember, a month for Bashan. If you look at on the 15th of August, 2008, in a rare friend, another them called Kufuor, Eka say, why your broader consultation on a part in paying for Dinkomo, on him paying for Siakasa, now Komona what didn't know, or share Ghana hanging. Nipa Baku, you tum so bet me up 1 minute my winning elections, no, already a friend, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and people for a boy. As a man, what was we? Yenimum Kofi bit is a Sadiq Boniface. Ambrizeri mo, a man for they've shown commitment and sacrifice for the party. Why are you going for someone who is an alien? Why are you going for someone who does have the right to even be the running mate of you? And a kasa bebre. Kasa and Akufo-Addo said, no. I still insist. There's one young man, Alkopium or Bank of Ghana, or Yeduma. He's a deputy governor. Nidi Eddie Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Call him for me. I want him to be the running mate at the Mamin and Nana Akufo-Addo. I quite remember some big men in the New Patriotic Party registered their displeasure by saying that the Akufo-Addo, he's trying to be a Judas Iscariot, whereby a man for they have labored and suffered for the party who hails from the north. I bet me when it comes to political balance, about political, a man for why are you not bringing them on board? Why should you go and bring someone who is not even a card-bearing member of the New Patriotic Party? Waso no an ope. Omuko piem wa Lisa Hotel. Omi bia wiye. Omde 2J Akufo manim na J Akufo mo ka say okay. Honestly no so betimi na ye adwuma. So give Mahmoud Bawumia a waiver for him to be the running mate of the New Patriotic Party. And eventually, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and then Torgan had a campaign. Now, if you look at the 2008 elections, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo in 49.77, he just needed some few percentage, or maybe 1%, to even be the president of the Republic of Ghana. We went for the second round. Second round, they drew baby as security break it time. You want to mean eventually, the New Patriotic Party, they lost the elections, and another Danko Akufo-Addo, Mahmoud Bawumia couldn't capture or retain power for the New Patriotic Party. Fast forward, the New Patriotic Party in 2012, on the 12th of March 2012, now man for speculating, and Akufo-Addo crying, and I just saw the Mahmoud Bawumia be copying. Akufo-Addo said Mahmoud Bawumia a politician. Akufo-Addo said what to nani open power for the number, and I want on the neighbor on the 12th of March 2012. Yoha, and I'm saying breaking news. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Yasia Bonidi to be the running mate to Randy Edinana Danko Akufo-Addo. Now, this is where the magic started. From 2012 Oban, that is where the magic of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or ban elements him. And people say that this particular man, if we give him the nod, near man opportunity to leader, this man can capture power for the MPP. Now, you two about in 2012. Yawa, and I'm saying Domi Kwabenya. Figures be a urban. The figures, there is inconsistency about the figures, and they see electoral irregularities about it. So the NPP sat down and says, if you look at available evidence to them, they are going to the court of competent jurisdiction, and they are going to the Supreme Court to seek for interpretation about certain kind of matters. And they are saying, sir, His Excellency John Dramani Mama Adam at that moment was a president, but doesn't qualify to be the president. And he said, "You must go court. No, the Muslim Yako die court, not court, a coma, some momo." Now, a drew the NPP needed people who can do that skirmishes, scheming work, no make my idea momo. And one person that rose up to the occasion, it drew by being a household name. A man focus up a paya being a mere sirano, maybe a mere pigeon do not jimu, donajimo beer was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Election petition. Whether you belong to the NDC, you belong to the NPP, you belong to PNC, if you look at the demeanor and the posture and the kind of answers and the kind of things Mahmoud Bawumia brought outside, it was a blessing in disguise for the NPP ahead of 2016 elections. Truth must be told. No cry bakope. No cry bakope. Oh, no man. Mahmoud Bawumia, ye. Any in summer or can ye. Any normal will change the more. It aided and abetted the NPP ahead of 2016 elections. And the man for statistics Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, on the 29th of August 2013, about 2 p.m. Now, if you look at the justice of the Supreme Court, presiding judge, Justice Atuguba, less than 1 minute when we had the was MPP phone case where 2 7 to ago. But man for say they agree. Say a party cannot be in power for 8 months. Where Bobby might trust our party, even how a Ghanaian is going to fall. As a yes, I can't pronounce a memory 1 year. But people said, so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia born home. Now, if you look at 2016 elections, Mahmoud Bawumia before 2016 played an instrumental role for the New Patriotic Party. Open Nipa Bakwa, he became a pain in the neck for the NDC, pushing the NDC asking them questions, asking them economical questions. It was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mahmoud Bawumia is the only politician. What mama NDC finance minister Akasa Mahmoud Bawumia can no corner yagi. Mahmoud Bawumia bisa pa kwase misata 170 questions in relation to the economy. Obisa no, the long-standing finance minister in the Fourth Republic, kwase boche was Mahmoud Bawumia won't bisa misata no kwem no yadim NDC. I'm saying, hey. And if you look at Mahmoud Bawumia, the kind of questions that he asked, and the kind of economical issues that they buy, do town hall meetings, speaking, making sure the economy will be changed, amount for Bawumia were being brutal. And the kind of questions and economy is more kind, aided to the New Patriotic Party, and they won the elections. Among when the elections, he becomes the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Or yeah, vice president. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo going for his last term. Esambo Mahmoud Bawumia the vice president say papa become home na yensa make sure say betimi asen akoye nim. Ento mo koye if you look at the 2020 elections we refer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Nana Danko Akufo-Addo made sure so betimi aboa ama MPP atimi akona nim. So the NPP won. NPP win we no. Now the NPP brought a certain kind of tradition. Almost afraid to be breaking the 8. NDC force say delaying the 8. So breaking the 8 at one leg, delaying the 8 at one leg. And the New Patriotic Party goes to internal primaries. Internal primaries. Now before the internal primaries, among forcing another Danko Akufo-Addo, the establishment, the CEOs, the ministers, the cabinet ministers, as a government machinery, they are pushing for one particular agenda. Agenda and say they are bringing a candidate. In the eyes of the NPP, he is popular, but in the eyes of the Ghanaians, he is not popular. Sana Manfoka. And to Bashan is one, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, whereby he becomes the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Now, if you look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, if you look at elections at Akoso, especially when it comes to the NPP, time Amoko to about no super delegates, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has 691. Now, if you look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 691, now people say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia born home. And the NPP can break the 8. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enya 118,210. They make the NPP internal primaries. And at the epoch, 61%. 61%. And amount for starting here. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And now in the general elections, the New Patriotic Party present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mahmoud Bawumia 4,657,304, representing 41.61. Already did John Dramani Mama 6,328,397, representing 56.55. Now you two are and a man for Derby. If you look at the abysmal performance of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and yes, they never be. More than never be a maximum position at check. The figures and the data are urban. Figures in data in your papa. But another school of thought say, if you look at the NPP, anytime they go to elections, not candidate near first time I be one when NPP for Neka, Yamaka. First timer. And Jamaica was a Dubois by. J. Kufo by, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo by, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia by, engineer case bia. Enya idea one, and any idea Namania simple, ne say, Sam call for in no, or more first time and Koye. Another school of thought. Almost say, the reason why they should maintain Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, if you look at the NDC, the NDC will be bringing a fresh candidate ahead of 2028 elections. Mahmoud Bawumia dear, fear beyond no tokrobium will be no. And to what on a woman? What on a woman? Yes, say, Nipa Bakwa NDC force one pa, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. A sense of Mahmoud Bawumia being an also Kasa, na NDC for the Biafa. And the woman here said the New Patriotic Party, Edu already friend Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Beba. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, our courageous in our constituencies. Any mood dim come on, can you bet me? say baby de na duru de do betimi aye ma party ni delegates no ene ko betimi afuru akwa capture pon oni mu di hu nkomo and he said na no pay wo tie me na sa wo ye delegate ena no pay wo tie me ana wo hwe me na wo ye obi a wotimi influence obi e bia be ni delegate ni bia di nkomo a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so da number 3 Mahmoud Bawumia sa monto aba ne ma no moto aba ne de manwa ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obedi ma we ne elections na mamo. Take this. This is not the first time Mahmoud Bawumia is contesting the NPP flag bearership race. But he can't catch us as super delegates, 691. Now when it comes to NPP, our internal premise, 118,210. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This time round, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was remo. It drew us a more kwakwa mon kind. Namun twaba mfamano. Way any free Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp over. And I no pay ya the amount. And to your delegate now, Hemia, the decision, or one casao, we better say one casao prerogative decision, power to take a decision. Yawamwa NSA Obate Obama Papa Dabi Oma Papa no crown and case of Bassa running mate. Dabi Oma Yaboni didn't say what Dabi Oma Yahwa and a papa be. What's not broach day, or a politician, or a educationist, what's a derby? Miss my person, my banner, my MPP for, name to me boom, not MPP for to be common. Honorable, or say, Yaw, Aduchu. Papa in that TV, sweet. Yaw on the 9th of April 1964, or co school, Kumasi High. Now, tertiary, what called by Bibi, bachelor's degree in land economy or the Kenya University. Masters in Education, PhD in Educational Policy Planning and Administration from the University of Southern California. Now, Orasa Papaya, in 2004, founded the new design schools in California, US of A. And the Papa me kana se mi, or say yaw aduchu, bosom tradition no. Papa, oko pemo US of A, yase ope Ghana nini bibinia watima bobra, etmasi modern schools for US of A. Papa ikahu. Prior to the 2016 elections, Nana down for US of A, or Kodu US of A, no Ghanaian community needing Komo, or no more dim Komo Biadini input ban, and no more dedication whom Komona A. Ebian Fan say Bia Waba Kumase, Nebia Waba a hundred runabout area, and ye dim Komo. Near catch a Kufors A. Yawa Branche be was school then the crown or Lawson Chair, Sa Papa the name Coson Cobwa MPP, bet my boy MPP, and MPP at my fund to a pedifra. A bad education, somewhere. Don't underestimate him. And as hard as Papa Ifano, not fun to Pimo Ghana, no to me more so me when power, your education minister. And it is something say, Nanado down call Kufaro to inside the fair or say you were doing honorable. And then it's nasty. Every son is a mirror. Min name so we Ghana ni. Min name so for sentimentum. Miss Row, or one in the Quans, make young more. E drew was a ye kwa to aba bra beboa me na nyame ya adom so na se me wene a mayo education minister o say you adutwum o say o re fa na Akufo-Addo ka sa asem kire okotena asedi na o ka kire no me nyame adom no schools wo ha me je dollars ene sa no ma no. Why don't I stay in America and continue with my life? O so no wa dam for ba ko bi woni na dam fu ni di nkomo a no ko peja sa asem bas papa bi o person be di president. Wa friend made dim komo abba wa se me boa no o sa asema adamfo ka che ne say America can do without you, your country cannot do without you. O sa papa ne kan sa asem kire no epem no no ye na anyo se da bi obetena se din then o say ye wadutwum agitu mu say obeba no oba beboa ama MPP atuma fa no ntu apadi efra entamanfo be hye ne so a o say ye wadutwum and a buyer in the internal premise, ebe you were a friend Simon or Simensa the free ho, the former Ashanti regional minister. Simon or Simensa was a Bosumchi MP. So if you look at already or say Waduchu, in 2016, Obaye, first timer, original for elections. Now if you look at votes a buyer, votes cast, now you 54,144. Or say Waduchu, and you 46,238, representing 85.82. So it tells you So Osei Waduchum, Obaya as a first timer, he was able to appreciate the voice for the New Patriotic Party, and eventually the New Patriotic Party wins power. Now, if you look at another Danko Akufo-Addo, or a deputy education minister, Papa be a deputy education minister, or bad TV new radio so, HH and some of the chairwood news Papa, were being the can be what Tiadiana say. A lot of people says, they didn't know Akufo-Addo for education ministry name man. Because when it comes to in-depth knowledge about education, when I first watch church and when teachers for first penasama, I say Akufo-Addo the man. Now the NPP goes into elections in 2020. In 2020, Osei Waduchum 57,939, represented 84.80. Now, if you look at Osei Waduchum, and another Danko Akufo-Addo born in Dimban be a minister for education. And open nipa baako obey education minister all free ho. Not even the inner circles of the NDs were even calling. So refer John Dramani Mama and Cosmanian minister for education. It was Osei Waduchum. And okobo some chimpeswaswa. Papa, engineers and doctors are water to a dorsum. What's any campaign one? And Krana what form was about. No one didn't see can and more didn't feel free or Sunday war mono. What's in some man cranny can and Krana say, Papaya boy. And to cover some two constituency. You were over 81 doctors, you over 50 engineers, and when son were Juma, and you already did Osei Waduchum. Osei Waduchum, some man coin. Mumfa 2 million man MPP for. Woman made a flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Said about 2020 to make my winning power, dear mamma. This was how you were talking. Was say, Oba, or here, obey you here free ho. Obi a wo hwe me na no pay o hia dok so pro o hia chechire o ba be yidi afiri ho na no me catch am say unemployment rate ay 14.7 o say you do twum so o ba o be make sure say o hia popro one san ma ye yidi afiri ho. Ghana Statistical Service say over 1.5 million Ghanaians o mu didi once a day. Now Ghana Statistical Service part say amount for mu didi no obi wo ha o didi anopa wo ni di biem ko sisa de bechi e o hia sikada ubotomu a wona ho kire de wudi de okondo sikani ubotomu obi na kire de obedi Osei Waduchum say baabi anyame apagya ndi na firi edu mre beji se ne bra akoton ni preko no de ama no e ma ne de akosku bi wa yeso beton no ma wo krom je se bia waso akenten no akon wa ba no baabi anyame pagya ni duru ho no saa baabi anyame de na duru no saa MPP fo mane saa tumi no asa no peso pagya Ghana nkra ndi du. Now me catch them say, if you look at the voters register, it comprises about 56% of the youth. 56% of the youth. Majority of the youth, they are not working. Majority of the youth, they don't have a future. There be a catch of politicians, no one cannot correct. Or more bar, we to a test ram, you are creating jobs here, yes, but the man out there TV, no someone say, the New Patriotic Party, Nyanko Ponya Dum na what you send. Mo kwa kwa ba mu kuduru a wote ballot paper na mo ahwe number 4 wo hwe number 4 ono andi e de Osei Waduchum no watu aba de ama no amonu mom aba be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. It tells you say Osei Waduchum na ni abre e bra so say delegates mo hye na monyam wo panipa ba akọ de na ho de ni sika ene na daja bo the New Patriotic Party a Osei Waduchum wo ka ho inte duru a monkai. Now the last person Papa, eba MPP wa bin wom yimpa. A man for friend the historian. A man for friend say, hey, can I even label him to even be a founding member? Because o penipa baako a eba MPP sem wo nim ye. Ete tradition nase edu wurom ebubo amanfo manfo nim party no a ehon asana make yi. Engineer Kwabena Ejapon. Engineer Kwabena Ejapon. Na papa idie open nipa eba MPP abakosem MPP sem onimpa papa yi waka ho. Now Kwabena Ejapon on the 6th of March 1962 ene ye wo no. Now obasa ne nso a papa yi eba MPP mu MPP a wabin wom. He has played active role for Adubuahi. He has played active role for Nanado. He has played active role for Randy Erije Ekufo. He was a young guy. But when it comes to wisdom, nipa baako a na dwene wosoro, nipa baako a what the party structure nasia Kwabena Japan number 1. And if you look at Kwabena Japan, when it comes to the NPP, the history and the tradition of the NPP, you can never ever underestimate it. Another, so be crack some now some not get chance and no cry. He will come out to say, I disagree with the person. Open the pub back or straightforward or cannot cry. Kwabena Japan or come. And this is a man over there. Papa Yoko school on fansipim, mobile, and you are being brutal. The cast will be a beer or school on fansipim. Now, Kwabena Japan has been a party person from 92. Open Kofua, Omudo Mada J, Omusi Canon Bibia, Wapadi, Omon Queen tour for the new patriotic party, Kwabena Japan count. Now, Kwabena Japan, a Dubois here, Juma. Kwabena Japan, J.A. Kufo ye, Juma. One and another year, Juma. And take this. That be our can say. If you look at the internal premise of the NPP, whereby it was a straight contest between Nanado and J.A. Kufwa, he was very instrumental and a key actor for Nanado. Very instrumental, key actor, Edman Nanado. Omokotu Abani in 1998, the new Patriotic Party delegates decided to vote for Randini J.A. Kufwa. Now J.A. Kufwa becomes the flag bearer of the NPP. Now J.A. Kufwa, Kokotu Abani J.A. Kufwa won the elections. J.A. Kufwa called him and told him, I'm taking you to the castle. And the castle hono open nipa baako na oya press secretary to the president. President tu anu wotiem, president bibia no na ekwa a ore friend Kwabena Japan. Me da bia makame say, ma hu amanfo a o maba be press secretary and the mother president. By if you look at Kwabena Japan, ne swag ne no ma oye. Ene ko ba fa so akasa ni boni ni di ode be ma ono. O ma ade no kra ya akono ye de kra keke. And this man served as a press secretary from 2001 to 2006. So, open the pub according to J.A. for year, Juma year. No name J.A. for year. It is Kwabena Japan. Now, prior to the 2008 elections, I said, Minister for Finance will resign, Minister for Agri will resign, Chief Tensi, Jake Tourism will resign, Nana Akufo-Addo Attorney General will resign, Foreign Affairs Minister will resign. Yes, Kwabena Japan engineer has also resigned and is also contesting for the flag bearer for the new Patriotic Party. Hey! And Jeho, no mkonya candidates maku a doomsong 17 and a contest here. Now, if you look at elections at Ekoswa, in 2007, Ewo Legon, Orandi Edi Kwabena Japan enya 9 votes. Whereby he wanted to be the flag bearer for the new Patriotic, we have 9 votes, representing 0.4%. In the Kwabena Japan, in 2007, whereby Akufo-Addo became the flag bearer, Kwabena Japan also contested. And Kwabena Japan anti-Miang. Now, the NPP was in opposition. The NPP needed a strong team, national team, to fight against the NDC and capture power from them. Whenever, yoha. And already Eric Kwabena Japan. A buyer Becca said, or can publicly mobility as he said, he will be contesting for the general secretary position, and he wants to be the general secretary of the new Patriotic Party. He wants to be the senior administrator of the new Patriotic Party. And he did him. Tamale. Before Tamale, Kwabena Japan Konya accident. Ebi said that the person party votes. Na da awra kunu se Kwabena Japan sifi lan krusem na ohwe Tamale Sports Stadium na Kwabena pia bonten na ne nsahye POP na manfo boje susum. Say papa ne crab ba for am MPP. Papa ya bra MPP. Ye beto abade am. Ampampa na mo to aba edemo reference Kwabena Japan. O wini wie ye. One Paul Afoku. Same crab executives ni jai eten ISIS ni Boko Haram entokwa nkoma Kwabena Japan ye arrogant Kwabena Japan egoistic Kwabena Japan minim dodo o ka bibia on fanya adwuma and a whole lot of issues. Now people petition the neck, they sat down, took a decision, and Kwabena Japan was suspended from the new Patriotic Party as the general secretary. And they drew back a whole lot of issues. Prior to the 2020 elections, Kwabena Japan comes back a campaign for the New Patriotic Party. Now, if you look at 2023, the New Patriotic Party goes into internal elections. Yawana Kwabena Jaja Pon Kache say he wants to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party after the exit of Rai Fen and another Danko Kufuado. And the anybody can catch on Ubanza Humpay forward be brave. No many abre a campaign. Kwabena Jaja Pon. Now, Marika Kaka is a Kennedy 132. Now, Alan Kwajacha Mantin super delegates when you're 95. Now, if you look at Jogato when you're 4, or reference Kwabena Jaja Pon in your 6. Representing 0.65%. And if you look at the superdelegates conference, I'm going to say, first 5, out of the lot, a lot of votes, qualify, say, a quarter of Muswaba. Now we be able to be conquered. Eventually, Kwabena Jaja Pong, and cross the superdelegates. And the horn went me uncle. But today, Papa is a party in man. He wants to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. He wants to push forward and make sure that MPP get my fund into a pediatra. And to do what no matter ni. Adepoku, mesra mo sama me Brian video no. Na men ka sem ba ko bi. Na fe say the best I am fancy. I want to read me person the wo tie me na ni tie ni biem. Brian Champo aka sem bi. Yes, listen to Brian.
Aha ne akademi si wo dem panlan. Enya seketa. Meaning some more Mama Tambo, my one who pass out of to when you know the Srikakra. I never be in Kabumana. I have Kabum the Hane Shaf, you know, when you might only be a Kabum day. And yes, and get one problem where your money cool. When you want to videos, no. Me bomb man number 1 afedi en crab man one all three kakra number 3 no so e dey ashemu. Party for ni sani me shamo bo e be shamo bo no me sa shamo bo wa happy 1st February ye to abani we 31st 1st February ye the discipline e be pa ya man ko.
Number 2, Brian making a certain kind of statement. Someone here, the New Patriotic Party, it will go back to hunting. Brian Kasembi was say, number 1, and then number 3, no so man finfini. Number 1, I just want to need the agro kakra. Or any way or sign 10 to number 3, no. Now number 3 is worth. Now take this. Open party back home, Munsia, the MPP number 1, or number 1. Party of Munsiadi. That be a Mrs. Party way, or be a Nyansa chain will be a party will be a Nyansa. And to our warriors, some more qua warrior. Naso be any Nyansa warrior and Nina. Our warrior and Nina, our negu. If you look at this kind of elections, ever Koswa, problems are air Kosunino. Let's be realistic and objective. Between Ken Camp and Mahmoud Bamia Camp. Me say, on my elections on my koi. Anya me yadma na what you send na bibia to atwa no. Leaders no hu nya hi. Leaders no hu nya hi. People around them always create this kind of confusion. People around them. And the way they are doing things, it will be extremely difficult for one person to campaign for another if one person wins. Go and check Facebook. Go social media. Wait too many way. Now we are too many way. Wait do we attempt. They are not attacking issues. They are not attacking issues. Nankas relevancy. They are attacking personalities. Hey, and now you do saying, "Obet me di attempt me kasi ya bio bitiso ntinagi nyajuma." Obet me di attempt they are just attacking personality. Na motu mabani wiya. Na mababa kache Ghana for nyasma kabuntu amuntu abanfamamo. Go and check the utterances of some people. Bamia camp, any Kennedy camp. Attempt the date me, you will be receiving dinner time. Yet because any Panakan won free Ghana. And any Pana tribe on your papa didn't part time, you receive dinner time. You are attacking the personality of the person. Now we did the anam now we did the anam now we count such a way, now we did we atom. Hey, and MPP for pa, you are talking about unity. Can there be unity after this kind of internal elections? Can there be unity? Oh, shut some amount for can, and the party is not calling them to order. Party, no, they are not calling them to order. Regional executives, regional chairman for be, it's now radio, ni TV, so as set YouTube channel, dear Tam, dim pain for Tam, near to Kroma. Yet to Kroma Yanka here, and a Brian Kabicham Nano Paino. But Brian, someone can emodo. Brian is thinking about after some two abandoned how much me come home. So peace party they be almost sign. Peace party they be almost sign. Almost sign. The leaders know who nyeh. A man for a machi. People around them always create a certain kind of confusion. Their utterances are bad. A video what ya re ho. Yaria e tu obia o. Yaria e bo obia. John Evans Thomas was the president of the Republic of Ghana, but no on Tiapo. No on Tiapo. A man for the year campaign will come at the attempt the same one. A check will be issue. Say you'll be private life. Go and check the kind of comments. Media may say me no bien here. I do to omo camp me no any problem. Kwabena Japan tanko mo camp me no be any problem. Brian camp me no. My problem is between Canada Compre Japan and Baumia camp. That is why I have a problem. Attack issues. Attack issues. Yet they are the bar. Sit down. Do empirical research about it. You can agree or disagree with matters, but the communication and the tone, enya kono, enya fair. You want to set the record straight. You can set the record straight by not even insulting the person, by not using filthy utterances to the person. These are the kind of communications that we want. That be a car send back. When say, "Ubet me share me can say Franko, di machimi anko heaven. Ebi mi watch me anko. Franko di machimi anko brunsam jam. Me do chami anko brunsam jam. It depends on how you communicate to me. These are the kind of things that I'm talking about. Go and check. Where the ma way, now where the ma way, now where do we yatem, now where you say, where you liar, where you say a whole lot of stuff. By way of him home. Once someone more come, a do general elections, the NDC, they are going to play it for you people. The NDC, party admitted propaganda secretary, they are going to play it well for you. What did that be a party bako? And now where you say, 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 I will hope. I'm mimic, I'm thinking about the future of the MPP. After elections, I'm thinking about the future. Can Mahmoud Bamia pick a phone and call Canada Compre Japan to organize his people to do campaign for him if he wins the elections? Can Canada Compre Japan call Mahmoud Bamia and tell Mahmoud Bamia and call phone and say, let's move as a unit, wrestle power against the NDC? And now peace party, I'm going to say, but come na say tam. Ba konsere ba first one credit by wo say dim ayi kura kasa no kura wontie Brian say 10 okoya ba me onu so muna say dim omu wieye. The national chairman is saying a different thing. The acting national chairman now when payinfo a omu ye president chairman for a presidential committee, they also saying different things. Where can different thing party back one common language, distortion of language, distortion of information baby be where the I'm say this is the MPP for you. A man for they have sacrificed and labored for the party. They've used their blood for the party. They'll feel sad. I will hope man come home 2028 elections, forget it, because I saw be more be a campaign. So be bo be kokana asem bi ma no na mo nyam ho jack for obia wa hode obehu busli wa ha obehu vandam wa ha obehu rescorpion wa ha obia ya de obia ho de ne monko na monko ankoko ejibe de no kra wom na maka a kire wo me ne wo ya delegator na me ya adma next week mo kwa akoto ba. Take a wise decision. Don't think about your selfish interest. Think and make sure so bet me aboma party no et ma fun into ma padi efra. whereby the party becomes resolute and the party can wrestle power with the NDC for election 2028 is the best thing. 5 candidates in my profile will be a mamo. Manfo be a negative back, be a positive in Kwan am the buy. This is not a time to condemn. This is the time to look for a leader that can help you. I will be a bit in your conkai. Madam Massey, Median do also Frank. Always my friend Franko the hater, executive producer for the show, a day Poku Emmanuel. Logo Suha, Sasuna Uraha, Painfa Hudunina Ebwai, Steven Waha, Niso Ewaha. Nami Aduma, next week, I'll not be here. I'll be in the studios. At the end here, we are going for the internal primaries of the MPP and who becomes the flag bearer for the new patriotic party, 2028 presidential candidate for the MPP ahead of 2028. Nami Aduma, until then, peace, shalom, Yakro Bibia.
Who is it? We are fantastic. So we in charge and Cassandra. Lawson the layman capsules. A mob sissy go to Jemaya Dane. What? Near. So. Lawson Lotte, Mr. And this is you. I'm always what if you want take your feet to come to I say for semi boom round one. Lawson Lotte, Mr. Lawson Layman Capsule. More your bem, more and allow. Lawson Lotte, Mr. Lawson Layman Capsules. Do you know why you feel?
Delay man capsules and men didn't feed do what they cronkwan and a law care mixture and so a pay for a ma woman for anyone I want in fear do what chance on come.
FDA aje ejede nkrato yi atomu.
Tell me the tell me what is a name sacrifice penny. Hey! Quatia Daurumo, me yonko quatin, Nadauruma, and